G'day, this is Mark of 144 Camden. 1 week ago today, I became aware that St George Community Housing, the head lease holder of this property, and that coordinates the contractors, or puts out an order, the contractors do the job, was to cut back the trees, and there's 5 reasons. I won't get into it, takes up too much time, but yeah, or for the asset management, and significantly, importantly, clients at this property have physical disabilities. Cutting back the trees, branches, the new growth creates new growth every year, and you train the tree to provide appropriate shade, security, aesthetics, privacy, and also the root system, but that's not all. Okay, now in the process of doing the cutback, which they didn't inform us that they were going to do, they just came in, so there was no consultation. My white lights that are powered by a solar panel that was up there and wired down to hook up about there. Well, within a day I realised I had no lights. St George has fiduciary responsibility over these contractors, so this panel was working. Whoa, that's damaged too. So it would seem, ooh, what did they break first? I don't know if they broke the wiring there, broke the wiring there first, and then decided, you know what, we're just gonna rip the wiring off. I'm sorry if that's out of focus, I do apologise. I haven't got glasses on, so I can't see, okay, what the camera sees, but I can see that that's not a clear cut with it's a pull, because you've got the one wire exposed and the other is not exposed, and they didn't endeavour to repair the damage they did, which could have been done, because I've done it myself there where I cut it, and over there just behind that leaf I've done it there too, and they didn't do it. Okay, so they damaged my property, and they stuck the solar panel. Yeah, it's broken now. I don't know if that's from me, but it was broken. It's broken. And they put it round the back here. Now, I enter the courtyard through that sliding door there, not here, from the outside, because that's locked. Wheelchair, you can't do it, okay? So it's simple. They came in, they unlocked it, and they left it there. I would have spoken to them and indicated, watch out. And also, this is the situation with the lighting. Now, I know the previous year that I moved the wind chimes out of the way. I probably even put down this dead umbrella. But the umbrella works in a sense. But this year it's like dead, and I've got another umbrella. So it's no biggie, but it is what it is. Oh, and they did not provide a letter or a note or anything under my door or clipped into my door to say, Mr. Stephen, we apologise. They might have tried to knock on the door. I heard work going on during the morning. I was unable to get out of bed because of my disability, but I didn't hear any knocking on the door. So I'm going to put it down to they didn't inform me. Additionally, there was no note in the mailbox, and I've just spoken to St George Community Housing tenant manager and explained the problem, the observation, which has now become a complaint. So that was bad enough that they damaged my property. I've had property disappear as well, which St George won that argument, of course. What they did, let's just identify what's happening with this tree. Goes up, goes that way, over that fence. This magnificent branch goes all the way along out that way. Yep. Now, there was a branch that came out across here, across the centre, but other contractors several years ago needed to replace this concrete plate, and back then that branch would have been down here and not up there. You can see how thick the branch was. I could hang off it. So regretfully, one of the other then directors made the decision to cut it back to there, and I lost a beautiful and essential part of an asset. To compensate for that, started working on that branch. There was another branch, and over time it died. I don't know the reason. But this branch was going brilliantly, and it extended out. And 5-7 years of work, you can see the thickness of the branch. Contractors cut it off. They killed it, damaged it. And what's significant is that this umbrella was up in summer for the heat. So I could come out here into the fresh air and enjoy the fresh air, but not be scalded by the sun, which is an issue for a person with my disability, because I can only regulate my body temperature from my chest up. Now, St George's response, immediate response by the tenant manager, well, the damage is done, what can I do? And I said, well, punish them. They've damaged an asset that affects a client with a physical disability. That's what they've done. I said to the tenant manager, because the person had other obligations at that moment, come back to me, think about it over the weekend. Today's Thursday, the 21st of May 2020. So there are multiple problems that St George inflicts on, St George Community Housing inflict on us, and no doubt across the community of clients within the housing, where it's okay for contractors to behave incompetently and get paid for being incompetent, and be permitted to damage the assets and have no consequences. And I'm paid a pension. Thank goodness. God bless Australia. I receive a pension, disability. I don't want to be on it, but I have to be, or else I wouldn't make it. If I was in a third world country, yeah, I'd probably be dead. It's just facts. It is a fact. So, in Australia, I'm alive. Part of my pension goes to paying the rent. Then, St George claims rental assistance. on me. So the government makes up the rest of that money to pay market rate. Now, the question is, what is done, and that's to every unit here, and every other unit, and where there are those in the community, in the St George community, that are able to work, they pay a proportion, and I'm not going to, I don't know the mathematical calculation. Anyway, it's great that the government supports us, and I want to contribute back to the community. And one way I do that is I contact St George and say, this is a problem created by a contractor. They need to be punished. They need to be held accountable. And if they're not going to hold the contractors accountable, well then St George needs to be held accountable. They have a fiduciary responsibility for the properties and for the clients. That's simple. Come summer, and like every day when I come out here, I'm going to see they screwed that up. So when I'm long gone, person's going to come out here and go, shoot, it is hot. Well, I'm going back inside, or I need an umbrella and block their path. No, I'm not coming out here, it's too hot at certain times of the day. That branch there was to do the job. So thanks to, regretfully, the government for oversight of St George. I thank you. Thank you to the chairperson. Thank you to the board. Thank you to the CEO. Thank you to the manager responsible for the maintenance of this property. Oversight, fiduciary responsibility. You're costing not just me, you're costing the community money. Yeah, and this is Mark at 144 Camden. You know, I'd like to say put a like. It's an observation, because it's imperative for members of the community that are in community housing to be empowered. And that's one thing St George will not do. They will not empower the individual. It goes literally against the way they approach maintenance of the properties and their clients' well-being when they provide a service. It is a service that we pay for. Where's the money going? Again, thank you. All the best.